In the previous two lectures, we talked about page breaks and we talked about columns. Now I want to take the two of those features and marry them together. And we're going to create much more dynamic layouts within your Microsoft Word documents. Take a look. So I've still got the Word Page Layout Techniques document open. And I've got my page breaks that I created earlier, just a couple of them. You got one there from the first page, keeping those two groupings together. There's my more options in Word. Then I did another page break, and there's the rest of my content. Now, I want to put columns inside of this document. But you'll recall, when I put columns in here earlier, let me just click somewhere. I'm going to go back to page layout, columns, and I'm going to throw two columns into my document. There it is. Really quick, really simple, and a much more dynamic layout to and structure to my content. But it put columns throughout my entire document, which maybe that's what I needed, that's what I wanted. But what I'd like to do here is I just want columns in specific areas or sections of the document. I don't want columns throughout. I want to put columns up here on the first page, get these two guys inside of columns. More options in Word, I want to put that just regular, just fill the page, no columns. And then maybe I want to switch back to columns at the end of the document. I want to pick and choose where I want to change the layout of the document. Okay. So first, let me get rid of the columns that I have in there. I'm going to go ahead and undo. Let's just get that back to regular old one column style. Now, page breaks are great. We need them when you want to be able to break to the next page from between sections or chapters or whatever you're working with. But as you saw, adding columns, page breaks, they're just kind of ignored because your columns just continue going. So we need something very similar to a page break so I can continue that structure and create separation. But I need sections to be able to say, hey, Word, in this area, this top area, let's do columns, then break to the next page, then no columns, and then break to another page, and then do columns again. These are what are called section breaks. And specifically, I'm going to use a section page break. So first, before I insert these new breaks, these new section breaks, I'm going to get rid of the old page breaks that I have in there. So I'm just going to click to the left of my page break. I'll hit my delete key. Let's get that out of there. That'll bring my text back up again. Let's get rid of this one as well. Delete. Get rid of that as well. And now I'm just back to one column, no page breaks. I got 3 pages long. All my content there. Now, I still want to break fun with videos, working with images. I want to separate that from more options in Word. But I also want to put columns inside that top section, but not in the more options with Word section. So first, I place my mark. I'm then going to go back to page layout, back to breaks. This time I'm not going to do a page break. I'm going to do a section break called next page. Insert a section break and start a new section on that page. So I go ahead and hit that. There we go. I broke it down to the next page just like a regular old page break, but this is called a section break. Now let's do that again. Let's get down here. Let's see, this guy right here, I'm going to place my cursor there. I'll go back up to breaks. I'm going to do another section next page break. There we have it. Broke it to the next page, and I've got a section in there. Now remember, I want to do columns up here at the top. And then I want single column here. And then I want to go back to 2 columns down here. Well, let's try this. Go back to my first page. I'll click into there. Go to page layout, columns, and I'm going to grab 2. So there's my 2 columns. No surprise there. That's looking good. I got my break in there. Get down to the next page. Look at that. Single column. It didn't continue it. The columns respect the break. It's a section break. So I'm saying in this section, let's do 2 columns. So now I can go down to this section. I'll leave that set at 1 column. I'm going to go down to this section. Maybe I want to do 3 columns on this one. So I'll click into this page, back up to page layout, columns, and I'll do 3. Got 3 columns there. That looks great. Single column here, 2 columns here. All by using a break but in this case, a section next page break. This allows you to be more flexible with the layout of your pages, breaking pages and using columns where needed and how you need them within each of those sections. So try this out, experiment with it. That's really where you're going to start to nail this down and start to learn these concepts. Jump into there, insert, get rid of the old page breaks first. That's number one. But then start adding in your section next page breaks, and then get into those sections and manipulate the columns within those sections. Try it out.